Alright, folks, we're going to try this again. Hopefully, everything works out okay. So, waiting on the feed. And we have feed. Okay. So, found this target today. I want to take a quick look and see what I can see. Not too sure about it, and I'm not really sure when or where I'm supposed to look, but what I'm going to do is do a general overview, and I will see if, gotta quit pushing buttons here, gotta see if anything comes up that's interesting or something I should chase down. But let's give it a shot. So let's start with tasks. Let's go with timelines. Actions. Let's go with people involved. And more. So hopefully I got sound. Hopefully you guys can hear me. But we shall see. All right. So what I want to know is more. Now, this is my question. So we're going to go with that first. Okay. The timeline and the actions and the people involved. That I've got the basic understanding of. But I need to know is why. You don't randomly pick. I mean, if you're gonna have a laboratory and you got a wall full of rats, so they're all white rats and they're all running around doing their white rat things, you don't randomly pick out a rat because it's doing a particular action. If the rat is, for whatever reason, doing a particular action, you're not going to pick them out and conduct a study on them unless you're looking for that particular action. Now, if the rat has a particular DNA or there's something interesting about that rat, then you would pick them out and categorize them and do whatever testing. But I've never heard of a lab that would test a rat because the rat wanted to be tested. So I know it sounds crazy, but it's kind of a, my question is why did they do this? So that's why is one of the questions. Who's involved? Okay. And let's just start here with why. So so for whatever reason, Got a kid looking down. So, um, I'm not quite sure what's going on there at the kid sitting at the bed, and there's a bigger being there. So he's got head coverings. He's got like almost like a robe. So transferring, adding. Teaching. So this is the kid's brain. Okay, normally it's really active. I mean, unless you are completely asleep, that brain has activity. So, looks like an intelligent kid. I don't see any I don't see any outside activity, but what I see is a glow. So whatever's going on, whatever communication's going on is not audible. So information being stored. Um, okay. So now the question is page one. Let me take a picture of this. So The question is more along the lines of, so now that I know who, not directly, I don't know who's under this, but I got a pretty good idea. Now I know that what they did at this particular one. So let's start with this guy. And so what I'll do is I'll ask the person who gave me the target if any of this looks familiar for this particular incident. Okay. So he's got something. There's something there. He's tapping or typing, or he's doing something to his arm. So I'm not quite sure what this is. So we're gonna go with unknown. Almost looks like a container. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. We're just gonna put that this one to the side. Um, let's take a look at something not so grim. Um, okay. All right. So that kind of explains this one. And who? But that was for one incident. Now we're looking at the why. Okay, and now we got the Y. All right. um, okay. 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 Human detector. Sending, receiving. Receiving. Okay. So younger. So she detected and passed on info. So you're special. You have you got qualities, and I don't know what they're looking for. I mean, other than maybe it's genetic, maybe it's gifts, maybe it's family. Um, but for whatever reason, the that was like the initial event was um, so I see you, you're documented, passed on the information. Um, that's why after that point you remember more. That's funny because it almost feels like there's two groups, not just one. So, what is this, page 3? I can't remember. All right. That explains the why. So, timeline. No. You're older. You're older. Not quite sure what this is. I do know what that is. I just don't know what this is. Watching. Seeing. I don't know. I don't know what that is. Um, so I'm going to put a big pin in that. But that's a lot closer to now than the rest of this. So, people involved. We're going to get rid of more incident. Right, timelines. All right. So I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out why. I mean, is it a genome study? Traits. Is it a mind study? Study. Yeah, it's funny because each one of these people have open communications. So, and it feels like a two-way street. So, I don't know if you've tried communicating, but it feels like a two-way street. I'm gonna I'm gonna back out of this one, unless you want private. If you want me to look deeper privately, but this is uh, this is an interesting one. So thank you for letting me take a look. I really do appreciate it. Y'all have a good night.